Good time zone to you, everyone. This is one of my first videos doing r/Am I the A-hole gaming edition. So let's kick it off, shall we? Am I the a-hole for taking away my son's computer? Hi all, I'm 39 female and I have an 18-year-old son. This has been an ongoing issue for a while now. He hasn't gone to school in over 4 months and spends his entire day on his gaming computer. His dad is out of the picture and I'm not good at giving punishments or anything, so I've been letting this build up inside me for a while now. Until today. When he went to the gym, I decided it was enough and went into his room and unplugged his computer and had my stepbrother pick it up and keep it at his house for now. Alright, I have a few questions. If he's not going to school and he's 18 years old, maybe he's not finishing up high school? Probably not going to college, is what it sounds like so far. Sounds like he's not taking his college studies seriously. Moving on, says, I want my son to find a job now that the year is finished, and that he didn't even go for half of it. But I want to know if I'm going to be creating more issues with him than I'm solving. He did technically buy his gaming computer himself. He had a retail job for a little over a year, but that quit about 6 months ago. That was around the same time he slowed down with going to school. I pay all the other bills. Rent, electricity, food, water, everything. It's not about the money that bothers me, but the fact that he refuses to go and do anything apart from going to the gym, hanging out with his friends, and then getting on his computer some days without even saying anything to me at all. I mean, you kind of said a lot of this yourself, darling. You said that this has been going on for a while now. Those were your words. And that you're not very good at giving punishments. Which is okay, you don't have to be good at giving punishments. I don't know, I don't want to say that you're being a bad mother or a bad parent. That's not my intention here, but you know, leading by example and complimenting and rewarding good behavior. Right now it just sounds like he's being your typical lazy teenager. That's what I'm getting from the whole situation. He's just being your standard lazy teenager. However, a lazy teenager who's also 18 years old and has bought something for themselves that they earned with their money, I mean, it's good that they bought it with their own money. That's a lot of reward incentive, but then going into his room, invading the privacy of his own room while he's an adult, and taking away something that he earned himself and not giving it to him, I feel like you're going to definitely create more problems. Alright, hang on, let me finish this up here. We're almost done. He's currently asleep, but he was throwing a hissy fit for the entire day, searching all over the house and trashing it in the process. I want to have a talk with him and list conditions that he must follow before he gets it back, but he's refusing to have a conversation with me at all until I give it back to him. Before everyone comments that he's an adult, kick him out, I can't do that, he has very little social skills and general day skills, such as cooking, cleaning, interacting with people. He is my only child and I want to help him, but I don't want him like this. He also has ADHD and autism. Am I the a-hole for taking away my son's gaming PC that he paid for but refuses to do anything I ask him to do? I'm gonna be honest. It sounds like you need to play this one out. There's a lot you could have done here. Probably leading into the situation early on. You said you've been letting this bottle up in you for a while, which means you've been letting this behavior go for a while, unchecked. It sounds like he was doing decently by himself, you know, with a job and going to school for a little bit, but then he lost motivation. You know, he got burnt out, got lazy, stayed at home, realized he could get away with gaming, seeing friends. There's things that he let slip, but I think you also let slip. And because nothing was reinforced when you started seeing the problems, it's now habit. You can't immediately jump to an extreme. That's all I'm saying. I would say the best thing you can do is I would say apologize. Say that taking the laptop was wrong and admit your wrongs. It's setting a really good example there. And then hopefully from there, maybe not the same day, maybe not tomorrow, but you can open up a line of dialogue and you can start being really honest with each other. Show him that you need him around the house. And make him feel good for being responsible. Reward the responsible behavior somehow. There's things we can start to do better today. On to another one that's a little shorter. This one says, am I the a-hole for not dropping my game to walk the dog? I am 28 female. I was playing a video game when my boyfriend, 24 male, started calling the dog to take it on a walk. The dog was next to me but wouldn't go. After a few times trying to call the dog, he came into the room annoyed and then told me to walk him. I said in just a sec, and then he said to the dog, sorry, you'll have to wait. Mommy has to play right now. And then walked off, annoyed with me for the rest of the night and not talking to me, brushing off my joke when I tried to break the ice. Tomorrow is his birthday, his friends are coming over, and everything. I feel like an a-hole because I have a gift for him and everything, and now it's going to be uncomfortable in the morning. He went to sleep early. I'm really not a gamer. It's very rare that I play. He does walk the dog more than me though, so maybe it was fair to ask me to do it? I just feel like it's a bit dramatic. Darling, I absolutely agree. There was drama there. The passive aggression too is just unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. If you're a partnership, maybe he does walk the dog more. I don't know. Is there more to this? There's got to be more. Hang on. Here we go. Yep. There's a little bit more here. The dog is not on a walking schedule. I work from home, so I just walk him when I'm home alone throughout the day. But after my boyfriend gets back from work, around 3, it's always him. Okay, so you walk him throughout the day, off and on, take him out to use the bathroom, yada yada, while you're at home, because you work from home. That makes sense. And then he ends up kind of taking over some of those responsibilities once he's home. I feel that's a fair split. I didn't have to play the game, of course. I don't know why it was so necessary to walk the dog that very second. I see a few comments that say something else probably ticked him off, but we didn't get to the bottom of it before he went to sleep. I'm not saying that I'm not the a-hole, but I do feel bad. All I have in my defense is that to me it didn't even seem like the dog felt like going on a walk at that time. There's another post from the OP. Of course we do love each other, and we rarely fight. So this really took me off guard, and we don't really walk the dog together. It's usually 5-minute affairs during the day. Dog gets to go outside, gets to be in the garden for an hour or so, if the weather allows it. It's really an unspoken agreement that he walks the dog more often while I take care of feeding and grooming. Yorkie with long hair, that's a responsibility for sure. Long hair and everything, you gotta groom that, probably daily. I'll definitely have this conversation, but a birthday is probably not the best time with his friends around. That's very adult of you, and I respect that. Are you the a-hole for not dropping the game to walk the dog? I feel like there's two sides to the situation. It's hard, like obviously nobody wants to be judged as the lazy one for playing video games when there's responsibilities at foot. The passive aggression from the boyfriend was definitely unnecessary, and as you said, you two don't really fight. I think there's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, and you're on the right track. Passive aggression in a relationship is never healthy. The dog wasn't coming to him in the first place, so it didn't really seem like the dog was desperate to go outside. I don't know why he was making it so passive aggressive. I personally think there was probably something going on in his day that he was more frustrated with. You know, maybe he's coming home from a day of work and he sees his significant other playing video games. There's a conversation there that I think needs to be happening. Maybe there's some built-up resentment. I'm not sure. If anybody's the a-hole, my darling, it does sound like it's not you. if that makes sense. Alright, so here's a juicy one. Am I the a-hole for being good at video games? So my partner and I recently got Nintendo Switches, so it sounds like they both have one. And we've been playing a lot of Mario Kart 8 together. Ooh, direct competition. I consider it something we could do together, as we are quite different personalities, and it is hard to find common ground sometimes. Tonight, my partner flipped out on me and essentially got overly hurt at the fact that I keep winning. It's not that I set out with the intention of, I'm going to destroy her completely. I've just been gaming for far longer than she has. This little freak out tonight has completely ruined any chance we have of enjoying gaming together. That sucks. I would say don't give up on that. I don't know about completely ruining the opportunity, but you know, keep in mind it might be a pretty serious situation at the moment that needs time. It is to the point where I am seriously considering selling all of my Switch and associated Switch gear. For more context, we have been fighting quite a bit over the weekend, so there is that, but I'm not going to apologize for being good at something, especially when I'm trying not to be overly competitive, or at least I don't believe I am. Listen. It sounds like you have already been having arguments and debates and stuff over the weekend, which means tensions are already high. And while those tensions are running high, the game you decided to play together was a game that's directly competitive. Everybody knows Mario Party, Mario Kart, those are games that end friendships. Those are games that absolutely end friendships. If you're a more experienced gamer, you should have known better. Because when you play a game like Mario Kart, every time that you come in first, second, third, and they don't place as high as you, there's a big fat number on the screen that says, wow, my partner did this well. I did worse. My number is less. You absolutely picked a bad game to play together. You should be playing games together, not playing games against each other. At least if you're playing together, there's way more incentive for you to have fun rather than directly competing and creating resentment to each other. You said you have experience in the matter, tensions were already high with arguments, and you still chose to play a game that is directly competitive, and you're better at that type of game than them. Are you an a-hole? I don't know if you're an a-hole directly, but in this situation, yeah, I definitely think there's things you could have done quite a bit better. Please don't forget to subscribe. Happy time zone. Bye.